What's going on, you awesome TLC people? It's time for your TLC product hangout. I'm Clark Bartram, your fitness guy. Never mind the awesome TLC shirt. You know how I do it. I always got to represent with the cool clothes. And look, you guys got your rings, but I'm the only one with the green TLC ring. So go make all your money. Go do what you do. Get that big diamond ring. I'm the only one that has this. And I'm the only one that's talking to Dr. Alan Boyer, the man who is responsible for, let me tell you, probably one of the greatest products that TLC is ever going to come out with. Because if you go tell people you can sleep and lose weight, oh my God, can you imagine the type of repercussions that's going to cause? So I'm sitting here looking at Dr. Alan Boyer's bio, and I got to tell you, he is super qualified to create a product that can absolutely revolutionize this industry we know, because as much as I want people to work out, doctor, I want them to go to the gym, I want them to exercise, man, you just trumped me, because if you tell people they can sleep and lose weight, you win every time. So everyone, give it up for this amazing gentleman, Dr. Alan Boyer. Welcome to the broadcast, brother.
Thank you, Clark. What an introduction. I think that's the best introduction I've ever had in my life. But, you know, taking any supplement never trumps good exercise and eating good food as well. So, you know, what we're doing here is really trying to combine everything together and providing a great product that will basically supplement what people should be doing with their exercise and their food.
Yeah, you know, I had to get them all fired up so they would listen.
Of course.
I'm distracted by my tight shirt. Why didn't you wear your tight shirt? What's going on?
Because I don't have a body like that, Clark. That's why.
Oh, okay. I guess that's a good answer. But hey, you have a mind, and a mind that absolutely is so impressive. Because honestly, everyone, listen, I was reading over Dr. Boyer's bio, and I got to tell you, he has so many degrees, he has so much time spent in educating himself on how to bring products to people to help them change their life. And that's really what we're about here at TLC, helping people change their life. And we know enough to know that we don't know it all. So we enlist the help of gentlemen like Dr. Alan Boyer and say, hey, can you make us a product that's blowing up in the industry right now and make it better than everyone else's? And I think that's the key to what you've done with SlimPM. But let's start here. This is my feeling, Alan. I feel that a lot of reps, they get so excited and they don't know what the actual product is. They don't know what an ingredient does. So let's break it down for them really simple and help them understand what SlimPM is, but more precisely, what is L-arginine?
Yeah, happy to tell you that. L-arginine is actually a blind amino acid, and an arginine formulation is going to help you increase nitric oxide in your bloodstream, which is great for cardiovascular activity because it can regulate blood pressure, because a lot of people have high blood pressure, Clark, and you know, we need to get that regulated, and we can do it not necessarily with statins and medications, although you know, we're not telling people that they shouldn't take medications here. We're just saying, look, this is basically a food that may be able to help you. So L-arginine in its basic form is a blind amino acid that's going to help people with their cardiovascular health.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you saying, it's something that's basic in everyday life. People consume amino acids all the time, so it's nothing that is out of the ordinary. But what it does, the main thing it does is helps with your heart. Now, I want people to understand that there is an ancillary benefit to this product as well, that because as I'm looking through the formulation and I'm seeing what Dr. Boyer has done, he's created something that's multifaceted. But what I want you to understand first is this is a product that is good for your heart. That's what I heard him say. So don't overlook the benefits of that, because, Doc, it's also my understanding that people in this industry tend to focus too much on the aesthetics and not so much the internal. And both you and I know, especially with our differences in how we think about medicine, we both kind of think Eastern as opposed to Western. Eastern first and then into Western. But, you know, how important is it to focus on the inside first and then work your way out? Because, you know, I'm an outside kind of guy. So let's talk to the people about the importance of L-arginine and the heart and what it can do for somebody, and not worrying about changing the look in your body.
That's a great introduction there, Clark. It's so important as we age. We know that our arteries are becoming crispier; they're getting stiffer, and we're all exposed to the standard American diet, the SAD food that we eat on a daily basis, and it's damaging us. We're increasing the number of free radicals in our body. We're aging faster than we should. So there is, as you say, a lot of attention placed on our exterior, how our face looks, how our body looks, and they're important. They're important for ego. They're important for, because we all want to look great, but we forget to what's happening inside. So we want to just slow that aging down, and even if we can reverse it and make turn the time back on your arteries, and so L-arginine can do that.
It's exciting stuff. So I really want people to grasp a hold of that and get outside of this thought of it needs to change the way my body looks. It has that benefit as well, but I really want you guys to prioritize and understand that you limit your market when you're just telling people, hey, this does this. You have to understand the broad aspect of how Dr. Boyer created this product for us to make it, one, work on the heart, two, be better than other products that are out there. Now, so we know that this product is pretty available in the industry, especially network marketing, because companies understand the benefits of it. What did you do with SlimPM to make it different, to make it better than what's out there? And again, people understand we're not talking bad about anyone's product. I would never do that. I would never do that. But what we're doing is we're elevating our product above everybody else's because we believe, based upon what he's done, that our product is superior. So go ahead and address that.
Sure. Well, let's take the basic form of L-arginine. You can go to a store and get L-arginine in little capsules. It's a white powder. It tastes awful, Clark. But you can swallow those, chug them down, and it will help. It will help increase nitric oxide in your bloodstream. But what a lot of network marketing companies did, and this was brilliant, they decided to take L-arginine and add other components to it so that they create a formulation that does a lot more for a lot longer than a basic L-arginine capsule, which will only probably help you for about 30 minutes. And we want one dose to help us for a lot longer. So all of those network marketing companies that have L-arginine formulations, they have helped millions and millions of people all over the world, and I applaud them for it. I think it's wonderful. I know that in most of those network marketing companies, it's helped their representatives to increase their own personal income as well. That's awesome too. I mean, it's just a complete deal. It's a great deal. But as I looked at all of the arginines that are out there, I just had this funny feeling that there's something not quite finished with them. So what I looked at, I have a team that we work with. Our team sat down one day and said, look, forget the price of it, forget any of the costs. What should a complete L-arginine formulation do? And I said, well, first of all, it's got the basis of cardiovascular health, increasing nitric oxide in your bloodstream. Let's do what the others do and add some L-citrulline to it, which will prolong the life of it. But then we started getting really creative and said, well, what's happening if you're overweight and if you eat a standard American diet, what's happening on your inside? Your arteries are probably getting clogged up with plaque. Okay, what do we do to get rid of that plaque? What do we need? So we came up with some components, niacin, niacinamide, and some other components that we attach to it to turbocharge it. So we want to get rid of the plaque that's in your arteries. Next thing was we looked at free radicals. We have free radicals floating around in our bodies, and we want to get rid of the bad ones. So we added some curcumin. Now, curcumin is one of the most powerful natural and free radical scavengers. So we threw some curcumin in and some other components around it to turbocharge that. But curcumin is also a fabulous anti-inflammatory. And I like to say tongue-in-cheek that, the second biggest cause of death is inflammation. The first biggest cause of death is birth. So inflammation is causing so much disease and accelerating people towards death. So you see the curcumin does at least a couple of things. anti-inflammatory and free radical scavenger. That's great. So we have that. It's also extremely good for rejuvenating cells, your endothelial cells, your arteries. So that was something else we did. So you can see where I'm going, Clark. You know, we started with a basic arginine formulation, which everybody else has. Said, well, what do we need to do to complete the job?
Yeah, you know, amazing job. And I just want to stop you right there for a minute and kind of go back to some things you said.
Mm-hmm.
I asked you about the niacin. Will people get the niacin flush that we're used to, or did you use a non-flushing type of?
No, I haven't.
People to be forewarned that when they take this, when their ears tingle and your elbows get red and things happen, you're not having an allergic reaction. Go ahead.
Right. No, we haven't had anybody complain about that, although you're absolutely right, Clark. If you take niacin in its purest form from a health food shop and you overdo it for your particular body, yeah, you can get a niacin flush. It does go away, but it is like itchy and you look like something of a cartoon show or something. But it's not harmful. It's just you've overdone it a little bit for your body. We try to put the correct amount in so that doesn't happen. I haven't had anybody have a niacin flush. That doesn't mean to say that somebody's not going to have a niacin flush, but like you said, it won't hurt.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, really. I just want people to be forewarned in the case there's sensitive that. And another thing I want to bring up, Doc, is the fact that you mentioned anti-inflammatory. I'm big on that too. I'm a big follower of Dr. Perricone, who's really into the anti-inflammatories, and I too believe that most illness is rooted in inflammation. Most, you know, it's so what I'm bringing this up for, guys, you need to understand that just the three things that we touched on right now, those individually and then corporately, I mean, the heart health, and then you have the free radicals and the anti-inflammatory. So all of these things that we're addressing here, just in three topics that we've discussed in 5-10 minutes, are very needed in this in the world. I mean, people have to get rid of the free radicals in the body. You've got to get rid of the inflammation in your body, and your heart needs health. So let me segue a little bit with the nitric oxide. Now, I get a lot of questions from our reps about bodybuilders, and I know nitric oxide is big in the bodybuilding community. Other than the label, okay, the label won't allow it to be easily sold into that demographic, but would that formulation be good for someone who's in the gym trying to build muscle? So if a rep is trying to market to someone like that, would this be a good product for that person?
It's going to be absolutely amazing, and let me tell you why. L-arginine formulations are great for athletic recovery. So if you recommend, you're going to the gym, Clark, and you work to failure, then you have maybe 2-3 day recovery time. What if I could tell you that you could reduce that recovery time if you sip some SlimPM whilst you're exercising? The other thing that it's good for is on the treadmill. I found that I could do a lot. I could run faster for longer, do better intervals on a treadmill when I'm sipping SlimPM during that exercise. I found that I could do more pull-ups, more push-ups, more weight reps. But I also found that if I took another 2 scoops last thing at night, that my recovery time was so much faster, and I could get really well-defined muscles. Not like yours, my friend, but for me, I could get some well-defined muscles, and I was happy with that. So this is a great, great product for that. We also added some branched-chain amino acids, and you're familiar with those. They're great for athletes. But of course, let's also add to that the fact that as you're exercising, you're still cleaning your arteries out, you're still getting reducing inflammation and doing all those other great things. So yeah, for exercisers and athletes, this is a fabulous product. Now, I can tell you also that a lot of exercise and athletes have asked me, well, what if I'm tested? Well, there isn't one component in that product that WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, Authority, would be concerned with. So we've had people run marathons and do the best times of their lives. We have competing weightlifters and bodybuilders and things like that. Okay. They just love it.
So answer this question then, and I want the distributors to really understand, because marketing really drives us, right? And we spend a lot of time on creating labels, and we spend a lot of time on putting an image in people's mind of what a product does. So for the average person, myself included, when I look at SlimPM, I think it's a product that's only meant to be used at night, and it's you go to sleep and then you lose weight while you're sleeping. But what I'm hearing you say is we could take this exact same product, put a muscle guy on the front of it, wrap it in a different label, and go, look, muscle guy, this is perfect for you in the gym. Is that right?
Absolutely correct. And we chose to. Here's the thing, Clark. If we did that with this version of SlimPM and then tried to tell people that they can burn fat and lose weight at night, and they see there's sometimes there's a kind of a marketing conflict. So, we looked at the branding of this and called it SlimPM and started promoting it for take it at night and burn fat whilst you're sleeping, on the premise that if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. So we didn't want to be all things to all people. But you're absolutely right. Get your body on this label, and it will sell like it's going out of fashion.
Okay, so here's what you do, reps. When you're out there and you're in the gym and you're suggesting that this product could be good for a bodybuilder guy, here's what you do. You put the label to the challenge. You say, okay, take this, Mr. Smart Guy in the gym. Go research everything on this label and come back to me and tell me what about this product doesn't work for you and your goals. And if he can very clearly, with education, come back to you and go, well, this is going to affect that in a negative way. And what I'm telling you is this. Nobody that has any kind of education whatsoever on products is going to be able to come back to you and say that. So don't think this product is just for, someone overweight needing to go to sleep because they don't want to exercise and they get to lose weight as a result. That's not what we're saying. That's just marketing, and we don't want you to misrepresent this product either. It's very important that when you go off and sell this product to people that you don't say, hey, just take this and go to sleep, because Dr. Boyer's not saying that, I'm not saying that, the company's not saying that. What we're saying is, this is great. It's a supplement to the things that you're doing. That includes exercising and eating right. You will maximize the benefits of this product, and you maximize your audience by understanding what L-arginine is, what nitric oxide is, why free radicals are bad, why inflammation is needed to be addressed. So, guys, you have a product here that is so absolutely amazing. But here's a big problem, Dr. Boyer, and I want to see how you handled this. Mr. All these degrees and everything. So L-arginine tastes like armpit juice if you drink it. How did you get ours to taste good, and does it taste good?
Well, let me tell you, I've never tasted armpit juice. I'm going to take your word for that one, but it does taste like rotten fish, and it really is horrible and bitter. But here's the other problem that we were faced with, Clark. Some of the other products, the components that we've got in there, are just as bad. We've got probably 5 or 6 extremely bitter flavors in there, so it's very difficult to mask it. People have to remember that at the end of the day, it's still a functional beverage. It's a beverage that we're going to create a taste so that you can consume it, and it's going to do you a whole world of good. Now, this here that I'm holding right now, this is our new SlimPM. It's a chai tea flavor.
How about some applause, Mark? Man, our producer's
He's gone. He's asleep. We put him to sleep. But let me tell you, we played with this a lot, and we didn't get it right at first, but as far as L-arginines are concerned, most of them are berry flavor and fruit flavor. This one tastes like a chai. It tastes like a vanilla or a cinnamon chai. You can drink it hot or you can drink it cold. So I love to drink it hot. Last thing at night, I'll boil some water, let the water sit for a minute, to just drop the temperature a little bit down to about 180 degrees. I pour a packet of SlimPM into it, stir it up, drink it, and I've got to tell you, it feels like a naughty nighttime treat. It feels like something that you shouldn't be consuming last thing at night. So people that are on diets and things like that crave some sugar stuff, they taste very sweet. But you can also add, if you want to change the flavor a little bit, you can add some extra cinnamon to it, Clark, or some other spice. So you can modify it as you want to modify it with some suggested components that you can buy at the supermarket. This one is cold. So what I did with this was just put a couple of ice cubes in a shaker, put some chilled water in, clean water, no flavored water, put some SlimPM in, shuck it up for about 30 seconds, poured it in this glass cup here, and it's delicious. It really is amazing.
Hey, listen, if chai's good enough for Oprah, it's good enough for us here at TLC. She's pimping chai tea, so we should too. Now, I got to ask you this question, being the fitness guy, and the guy that's always on my soapbox saying, you know what, exercise, and we do have a certain constituency of our distributors who absolutely despise exercise, and I haven't gotten to convince them yet of the benefits of it, but I will sooner or later. And, you know, we have great products like the TLC gym bag that's available in people's back office so you can exercise at home. So listen, I'm here saying you must exercise. The doc is saying that as well. But can people really fall asleep and burn fat and use this product like, you know, some people will market it as?
Do you know what's interesting, Clark? The way this works is not the way a lot of fat-burning products work. A lot of fat-burning products work through thermogenesis, which is increasing your metabolism, which can buzz you. We're not doing it. We're doing this in a very, very unique way, and I love this. L-arginine, in and of itself, can stimulate the hypothalamus pituitary gland, and basically what that will do is tell your brain to tell your body whether to burn fat, eliminate it, or store it. And some people need to build some fat around their body. They're too thin. So if we can tell the brain to burn fat through this product, then we're onto a winner without it increasing your metabolism.
Okay, I need to stop you right there because what you just said, people need to hear that. What you just heard, everyone, was science, okay? So you need to understand the difference between science and slapping a bunch of stimulants in a product to get somebody to have their core temperature go through the roof, they're having cold chill sweats, and they think they're doing their body a service by, well, now listen, you can lose weight doing that. We all love having more energy. I get all of that. I'm not bashing anything, but what I'm trying to help you understand is the distinction between science, telling the brain to burn fat, you know, and taking a bunch of stimulants. So go. I just needed to stop you there.
No, thank you. That's really important. So what we've recognized is that the game is really played with leptin levels, because if your leptin levels are too high or too low, then your body doesn't know what to do with the food that you're eating, so it will automatically tell you to store it as fat, because it kind of goes into starvation mode, prehistoric starvation mode. So what we're saying is, look, there is enough food around, nobody's going into starvation mode here. So what we want you to do is, what we're doing is getting those leptin levels into the right area so that the brain is knowing how much fat you have in your body and what to do with it. So it should assist you in burning fat whilst you're sleeping. And we've got a lot of testimonials of people that have lost weight overnight using this product. Overnight. Now, I'm not going to say that that's typical. I'm not going to say that everybody's going to lose 2 pounds, 1 pound, half a pound, 20 pounds, or anything. I will never do that because it would be wrong and misleading. But some people's bodies need a little bit of time to adjust. So we have some people, it might take 30 days before they start seeing any fat burning effects from it. But the thing is, Clark, the product is adjusting your body and getting your body into a state where it's ready to burn fat. And so that's what it does. And honestly, Clark, if somebody never burns an ounce of fat, taking this product, they're still doing themselves a huge favor by getting their cardiovascular system in shape.
And the inflammation and the free radical elimination and all the stuff that you talked about. And I love the fact that you brought it back to that because, again, distributors, everybody, family, listen, it's not always about the aesthetics. It's about what's happening on the inside of your body. Now, let me make a confession to you. You know, you could take pictures of me and put me on the cover of a magazine, but honestly, if you split my body open and looked at my cells, I'm not really sure that you could put my cells on the cover of a magazine. So I, too, am making this adjustment from aesthetics and external to focusing on the inside because, look, the older you get, the more important that becomes. So what I'm recommending to you is be ahead of that curve. Understand that true fitness starts from the inside and works its way out. It never starts from the outside and works its way in. But because we have so many great products here at TLC, the skincare line, all of the other products that we have available, you can do both. You can offer both. You have a turnkey solution for anyone's needs in this world, albeit the skin, you know, if they have detoxification needs, we have the ISOT. So listen, you have an arsenal of products at your disposal, and a new one now that will absolutely help you build a business beyond your wildest dreams. And that's what it's all about. It's about you taking great products to help people, and then you make money, and then they can too. What a better win-win situation. Now, you talk about this product being complete. What do you mean by complete?
Well, by complete, I mean that it's not just increasing the diameter of your arteries and calling it good, so that your blood pressure is regulated by that. Because, you know, stuck inside your arteries is likely to be some plaque. So we want to get rid of the plaque. So that takes it a step further in the journey through to complete cardiovascular health. We talked about the inflammation, of course, reducing that and regenerating cells. Faster recovery time during exercise. So when we say complete, it's not doing a part of a job. It's doing, we're trying to address everything that you need to take care of with your cardiovascular health. Does that make sense? You know, when we're talking about complete.
Absolutely, it does, and it makes more and more sense as you really kind of look at the product and investigate it. So what I want the distributors to understand is that we learn in layers. All of this information is not going to suddenly come to you. It's like just now on this Hangout, you got the fire hose of L-arginine 101 and what the benefits are. We could have talked about L-arginine alone because, you know, I mean, we didn't even talk about the Nobel Prize winning research. So address that real quick about, you know, the product.
Well, there are three scientists back in 1998 that were given a Nobel Prize for their research into arginine, L-arginine. And it was quite remarkable. And they coined the phrase the magic bullet or the miracle molecule, and because of what it's doing for cardiovascular health. You know, so from that moment, doctors, network marketing companies started formulating their own L-arginines, and it's honestly, Clark, it's a multi-million-dollar business.
So you use, now I know we use a pharmaceutical grade L-arginine. That's important to make that distinction as well, because you know this product, a lot of companies don't. Okay, right? Is that the truth?
Well, I've got to say that all of the companies that I know, they use a very high quality arginine. We're saying here that we are conforming to the very highest quality of standards, and so we're using a pharmaceutical grade. I couldn't comment on whether others are using a lesser quality, but we're making a statement for TLC that we're using a pharmaceutical grade elemental free base L-arginine. Okay. We don't compromise on the quality of components. If there's a better component that we find for the next run of production, it will be in there. We will never degrade the quality of the products, just the finest quality products.
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier, you know, if I could create a product with no cost, you know, and inhibiting factors whatsoever, you would do that. And that's what you did here with SlimPM, right? You just said, hey, I want to do the best thing I can. Jack said, don't worry about the cost, let's get it done. And you went and did it, and now we have SlimPM.
Absolutely, and you know, hats off and big round of applause to Jack and TLC, you know, for looking at designing a product in that way. There we go. Because, you know, we see so many times that the price becomes the most important factor of a product. So they'll skimp here, skimp there, reduce this, get rid of that, move this out, try to put a filler in. You know, our design brief, our mutually agreed upon design brief was don't compromise, and there is no compromise here.
Well, that's what it's all about. I can tell you're a man that never compromises, because the questions that you're answering them with integrity and helping people understand that fitness is a well-rounded approach. It's about mind, body, spirit. It's about effort. It's about understanding that you have one body to live in, and you got to live in that body healthy. And that's what we do here at TLC. We're all about living in our bodies healthy. So we have one final question for you. We're coming up towards the end of this right here. I got to ask you, and I'm going to put you on the spot, and everyone wants to know, it's the million-dollar question, sir. When will it be available?
You see this?
Oh, what? That's it. Wow. That's a
There's a
good.
canister. This label that Mark created is absolutely fabulous.
Hey, Mark, give
So give Mark a round of
yeah,
applause.
give Mark a round of applause. That's for you, Mark. Oh, yeah. Don't get carried away, man.
So to answer specifically your question, I need a little bit of leeway. I'm not going to be held to this and hang drawn and quartered or anything if we miss the date a little bit, but we're looking at this in the next couple of weeks, business weeks, because we're ready for manufacture. We have all the components ready to go. We've signed off on the taste, on the flavor. The canisters are there. The label is approved. And everything is ready to put in the canisters, put them through quarantine, which they have to spend like 3 days in quarantine. Everything is ready to go, Clark. So just on the conservative side, let's say first week or so, maybe in November, end of first week or beginning of the second week in November is what we're shooting at. That's what we're shooting at. I think we're great on target for this. We put a lot of time into restructuring the flavor, redesigning the label, everything. Clark, I think you're going to love it.
Well, I'm excited to get it. I can't wait to try it, and I can't wait for all of our distributors to try it and start getting it out to the world. Because honestly, this is a product that the world needs because we all need heart health. We all need to get rid of the free radicals that stress causes in our life. We all got to get rid of the inflammation. We want to sleep and lose weight. We want to recover when we're exercising. So what I'm hearing is a product that can absolutely revolutionize people's life in their business. And sir, I thank you for creating a great product. I thank you for taking the time here today. So Mark, let's give him one more big round of applause to Dr. Calvin Ford. Sir, thank you very much. Everybody else to make it a great day. See you guys later.